Thank you, Madam President. I too, like the rest of my colleagues, would like to thank everybody who came out pro and con tonight and recently. I think today alone I've received about 750 emails about BRT and only one about baseball, which is the first time that's ever happened. I couldn't believe it. I thought I was somewhere else. But I'd also like to thank the Secretary of Transportation for coming out, as well as Mr. Carey and Ms. Mitchell. I think it was very helpful for people watching to get a better understanding of what the state has stepped up to do. And you know, I know there's still a lot of concerns about this project going forward, and I share a lot of the same concerns that Mr. Samuels does about the future of it. You know, our system has woefully underserved residents of the city that either want to use the transit system or absolutely rely on it. I rode it every day for 3 years coming to work in this building, and I know how frustrating a simple transfer can be sometimes, and getting down Broad Street. But I think stepping back and looking at it, I think the work on this has just begun, and I can look to Ms. Cuffey Glenn and Mr. Green and say that if we thought getting to this point was hard, we haven't seen anything yet, because it's only going to be a lot harder. But I think if we're diligent, it's possible that this can work. And while that's little comfort to Ms. Trammell and the people that need the north-south connection, I think from working with Charles Merritt and Ben Campbell and the RV Rapid Transit Group, that they understand that the north-south connection is needed next, probably. But the one thing that we've done in this city, as we tend to do sometimes, is we've talked about it for years and years and years and years. But I think that we finally stepped up maybe to this point where if we, as Mr. Angelastro said, we have to have a serious budget conversation in the coming months about GRTC's operating income and revenue, as well as in 2 years where the operating money is going to come, and if there will be an operating deficit. I know there's one forecast for anywhere from 500 to 900,000. That may change with some connectivity, may be worse, but I'm kind of encouraged by this body and this community both ways, talking about a lot of this and learning from each other, because if we can invest in a good, smart regional, and it's not going to start out regional, if we can invest in a transit system and a school system that is worthy of how great Richmond is, those two things alone, if we sustain that commitment, will do more to reduce poverty and promote economic development and growth in the city than any other two things that I can think of. So I'd like to think this is the start of that journey, but I think it's important for all of us to recognize that, like I said, the work is just beginning, and we haven't seen anything yet. Thank you.
Thank you.